It's a podcast called I Choose You. Ben, Evan, Jeremy, Andy, and Jew. Let the cooking begin. I choose you.
Okay, now let us move to the script section of the show.
The scripted section of the show.
I'll count you in just like in Wayne's World.
Okay.
It's going to be 3, 2.
Welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. I'm your host, Jeremy Zelick, the Alton Brown of the group. And joining me, as always, is...
Friend of the show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the celebrity chef of the group.
And Evan Aubrey.
Every week, we randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and eat. Prepare recipes from across the most cursed corners of the internet. And vote on our favorites to declare a winner.
We also read recipes sent by listeners.
And drink lots of LaCroix.
Sometimes we even bring on some special guests.
So, subscribe to I Choose You wherever you listen to podcasts and join our community of choosies on social media at iChoosePod and on our Discord.
I think that'll do it.
One and done.
Ben, you're like fucking Clint Eastwood. He shows up, he does one take, maybe there's a fake baby, and then he raps before lunch.
Much like this show, one take.
We wrap before lunch.
Who wrote this script? I never say of the group. Who wrote this?
I did.
Done.
You could have said whatever you wanted to. It didn't have to say what the script said.
It was.
You want to go back and rewrite?
You already. Unprofessional. I'll be in my dressing room.
You gotta get a fake baby. Okay, you guys ready to actually start the show?
Gods, please, let's go.
Do it.
God, please. Jeez.
For the love of God.
Do you want to stop recording? Oh, no, we're going to keep recording this.
Yeah, we're going to still record.
Okay. All right. Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zelick. I'm the host and Alton Brown of the group, and joining me this week, as always, is...
Friend of the show, Ben Montoya.
Ian Davis, the Brad Bird of the show.
And the one ring to rule them all, Evan Aubrey.
Whoa, are you like fucking Sauron over here? What's going on?
Oh yeah, you'll see.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
All right. Well, it's Monday. A couple of things happened recently. Evan, you got back from New York City, the big Snapple, if you will.
I did.
And how was that?
It was great. I got to wander around the likes of Manhattan and the West Village. I didn't get to go very many places, but had some good food, had some good street pizza, had some good bagels, had kind of all the quintessential New York experience. Someone went, "I'm walking here."
Nice.
That someone was me. I was getting like almost run over by cars like every day.
Now you understand why he said that.
Yeah,
because you were walking there and some car almost hit you.
It's really interesting, like the dynamic of pedestrian to car relationships, like in New York, and then in contrast with Seattle. It's like Canada. They're like, no, you go first. No, you go first, right?
Yeah.
And then you're there, and then the pedestrian's like, I'm just gonna do it, and then like 10 other people will follow me, and then hopefully we won't all get hit by a car.
Yeah, it's true. The power in numbers is kind of
crazy
interesting. The scale of it you don't really understand unless you like grow up in that environment, I think.
I saw a lot of scaffolding.
Tons
of scaffolding.
Always unfinished buildings.
Ian, I've heard you spent the weekend in what some might call Michigan.
I did, and I could only describe the experience as, well, at some points it was eerie. Other points, it was superior.
But most of all, it was Michigan.
God, that was my line. Yeah. Played some tabletop RPGs. I went to one of the Great Lakes, which was incredibly cold but wonderful.
Did you go into it? You did like polar bear kind of thing?
No, we walked out to like a lighthouse, and then like I was on all fours with a collar and a leash, and he walked me out to the lighthouse.
Do any ice fishing?
No ice fishing. I was just astounded by like the wind is just so constant, and like so like just one side of my face was just getting blasted the whole time. But it was great. I got some Detroit style pizza.
Yeah,
love
Detroit it's a square.
It's a square and it's mostly cheese, not a lot of sauce.
There's a guy. I'm really sad because I'm moving away, but there's a guy in my neighborhood who does underground Detroit style pizza.
Oh yeah, I can't believe we didn't talk about this.
I know he operates it out of a live work loft, and the only way to get it is to like follow him on Instagram and like pre-order it like a month in advance.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Have you gotten it?
No, and I don't think I will before I leave.
It seems very exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
People are all about Detroit style pizza.
What else is like Michigan food wise known for? Because I can only think of Detroit style pizza off the top of my head. Do they have like a specific like dish? I know there's a lot of Dutch people there.
Did you have any like fun Midwestern experiences where like it was a salad made of marshmallows, or like ordered a beer and it came like with fried cheese curds without extra charge or something?
My friend's parents took us out for breakfast at a nice diner.
Nice.
Got from diner. Got some like bread pudding that was really good, covered in icing. Went to a wine and jazz club, and I ordered. It was called Parker's Chicken and Waffles on the menu. After
like Peter Parker.
Like Charlie Bird Parker. But it did come out as like, upon initial inspection, it was just 3 Eggo waffles with some chicken on top.
Oh no.
No.
That's disappointing.
And that's about what the waffles seemed to be. But the chicken was really good, and it was like a spicy maple syrup. And the jazz trio I got to see was a smooth jazz trio, which was remarkable.
Nice.
I've never seen that live, but
Man, actually, that's a good untapped recipe. I feel like Eggo waffles, and then you top it with some Dino Nugs.
oh,
Yeah. What if you made like a sandwich out of that?
that'd be
I'm there.
actually, that's a pretty good idea. The number one thing I left Michigan with was just a deep appreciation for the Dark Crystal.
Oh, interesting.
Why? Because did you see fucking Gelflings? What are you talking about?
Well, you see, Jeremy, it was right before the Great Convergence.
Wait, did you play a tabletop role-playing Dark Crystal game?
Yeah, I picked up the Dark Crystal, the adventure game, and it is fucking awesome. I want to play it with you guys. I DM'd a bit of it. And then my plane ride back, I read the entirety of like the first book that someone wrote. But it like takes place during the same time as the TV show.
Okay, Ian, have you seen the movie and/or TV show?
Yes, Jeremy. Actually, I went when the Jim Henson exhibit was at the Albuquerque Museum. I went to the Dark Crystal night, and we got to make finger puppets. I made a Skeksis finger puppet using clay and acorns. And then we watched the movie, and someone who worked on the set talked about it. So I'm kind of a fucking expert. Okay?
I really like how the way that you made that finger puppet sounded like a recipe from Animal Crossing. You're like, I have 2 bits of clay and some acorns and
some
stick.
sticks I found. Yeah.
Hey, that's how crafting in all video games work. It's like, do you need adhesive for these items? Absolutely not. They just go together into whatever you're making. Ben, tell us about your weekend.
Yeah, top that.
I woke up to at like 8 a.m. I woke up to a text from Jeremy saying Kingdom Hearts 4 is announced, and I was like, fuck. So that was pretty exciting. I don't know.
Highlight of your week.
I think it probably was, the most unexpected part of my weekend. I'll say that much. And I am excited. I'm still playing through Kingdom Hearts. I'm in Kingdom Hearts 2 right now.
I saw you posted a video where you're doing some sick kick flips.
Yeah, there's a part at the very beginning of the game where you can ride a skateboard and do a heel flip and grind on a sick rail. So, yeah, it's quite fun.
But Jeremy,
yeah,
please, if my calculations are correct here, the stars aligned this weekend, and something happened 26 years ago.
26 years ago, there's a little thing happened, which is a little game release, and it was called Sonic the Hedgehog.
God damn.
And this, no, Sonic's older than that. Sonic's over 30 years old. But no, my birthday was this weekend, and I celebrated by seeing my friends Tails, Sonic, and Knuckles at the theater with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. No, I did do that, but I also actually saw real people who weren't fun animals from outer
hedgehogs.
space or whatever.
Wait, the second one's out?
Yeah, it's out right now.
We didn't go see it together?
We're in Michigan.
We
I
already
don't know what to
saw
tell you. I'm sorry.
It was supposed to be like a ring, Jeremy. Like a
Put a
ring,
ring on
Sonic
it.
collect.
So I want to tell you, so it was my birthday. I went to a nice restaurant yesterday, and I told them it was my birthday, and they gave me sparklers, and they were like on fire when the waiter came by. I was like, "Here's your cake. Enjoy these sparklers," and I had to hold them for like 30 seconds while they like died down before I could do anything else. So that was exciting.
I don't even know if I call them sparklers. I saw a picture, and it just shoots out of the firecracker. Like it's not
Yeah.
like one of those sticks that just like burns and looks fun that you can draw shapes with. It
They
just
gave you
was, like,
Roman
shooting
candles.
out. I mean,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, and I had to hold them while they burned out before I could eat my cake, which was very good. So I can't be too mad, I guess.
Didn't anyone like tell you like, hey, did you know it's your birthday?
At the restaurant or
Just in general.
Well, I got like friends and family were like happy birthday, but no one said, "Did you know it's your birthday?" I don't think anyone said that.
No, that's too bad because I do that in the student system I use. A little birthday cake shows up next to kids' faces if it's their birthday like that week,
Oh.
and I'll go up to them and I'll be like, hey, like, did you know your birthday's tomorrow? And half the time they're like.
No.
They're like, yeah, like, or like, haha, yeah, I know it's my birthday. But then literally the other half is like, yeah, I knew it. Like they don't like they're just dead serious. Like, of course I fucking knew it was my birthday. Like, how dare you?
How dare you? So I want to tell you guys a little bit about Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now, famously,
Okay, whoa, spoilers?
no spoiler, no big spoilies here.
Don't
No,
take the headphones off.
Don't take your headphones off. I'll just say a few things. One, in an interview, Idris Elba, who plays Knuckles in this film, specifically stated that his performance would quote unquote not be sexy. Well, Mr. Elba, you have lied to your fans and constituents because your performance as Knuckles the Echidna in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is very sexy.
Oh shit.
Does he
I feel like that was maybe one of those things that you like. He watched like an early cut and was like, I need to get out ahead of this one and just like let it be known that I
didn't do it on
claim no
purpose.
responsibility for these sexual voices.
They don't
Yeah.
call them fuckles for nothing.
Yeah. Two, not most of this movie. Most of this movie is about Sonic running around. But a decent 15 minutes of this movie are dedicated to a person going to a wedding and Sonic and is not there. Like it's just someone. It's like a rom-com at a wedding where this guy is going to his sister-in-law's wedding and he's like, I don't know, it's crazy, it's a wedding, and I'm like the sister-in-law doesn't love me. So I know kids love like marital comedy. It really appeals to them. So I'm glad that they included that in this film.
Did they have a section where they were like, if anyone does not approve of this union, please speak now. And then Sonic busts in. He's like, it's me again, Sonic the Hedgehog, and I don't approve of this like marriage. And then title card, Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
that would be funny if that's where the title card is. You're not completely wrong about how it goes, but there's some key details that if you see the film will reveal an even greater joke than the one you proposed.
Is it like is Sonic 1 like The Hangover? Like, is that the pre-wedding where they go to Vegas and then Tails is actually on the roof of a hotel in Vegas and they have to find him?
I heard that the movie is a scene-for-scene recreation of The Wedding Crashers with Vince Vaughn, but with Knuckles and Sonic.
That's why.
Oh God, being tied down by the. Oh God, that movie.
Last observation about Sonic T Hedgehog. There's a scene where Sonic runs really fast and he runs across water because he's very fast. And he's like Jesus. Yeah. But when that happened, the child that was sitting behind me said, "Wow, Sonic's so fast." And they seemed very surprised about the fact that he could run very fast, which I thought was funny because
They told him.
yeah, you didn't know. Last fun movie thing. I also saw the new Michael Bay movie, Ambulance, which is about some people in an ambulance and they're driving around LA, as the title implies. But when I went to sit down for the movie, the trailer started playing, and the first trailer was for the Minions, and I was like, "That's a little strange." I didn't realize that would be really, in front of like an R-rated action film. Second trailer. It was for it was for the Buzz Lightyear movie. And I was like, I'm getting a little suspicious. Third trailer's for another animated film. I'm gonna go towards the exit and tell them that they're gonna play the wrong movie. And then the third trailer was for a DreamWorks movie. And I was like, okay, they're playing the wrong movie. And what happened is that they switched not the reels, but like the hard drive that had Sonic on it with the one that had Ambulance on it. So in the theater over there, the kids were getting a full blast of Michael Bay with his hot new film Ambulance. While I was watching, we were getting a Sonic 2 kind of situation going on.
Hey, ambulances are pretty fast sometimes.
Yes, they are. Though I will say the beginning of Ambulance. Look, I don't think it got this far, but in the first 5 minutes of Ambulance, there's a scene where one of the EMTs in the ambulance goes to, they get called for an emergency, and the emergency is that a small child has been impaled on a fence, and they have it's like an 8-year-old, and they're like, the pain, and there's like a giant thing sticking out of them, and they're like, there's blood going everywhere.
Oh man!
And I'm just saying, I hope that the other screening didn't get that far into the movie Ambulance before they switched out.
Incredible.
Switched out the reels.
That'd be so good though, because then some parent went home and they're like, I can't believe that in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, this kid gets fucking impaled, and Sonic doesn't do anything.
He doesn't show up for the entire movie.
I didn't see Sonic once.
I will say Sonic probably would have stopped Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II from driving that ambulance all over the city of LA. Because he's faster than the ambulance.
Why did Jake
speed? Exactly.
Yeah. Why did Jake Gyllenhaal decide that 2022 was the year of first responder movies for him? He was also in that one where he's like a 911 call responder guy.
Yeah.
So intense.
Well, this movie is also very intense. I will say Jake Gyllenhaal did seem like he did a lot of cocaine for this movie. Have you guys seen John Mulaney's Sack Lunch Bunch? And he's Mr. Music in that. So imagine that, but for 2 hours and 16 minutes. And instead of describing music, he's like, "We're gonna fucking go to the ambulance." And there's one scene where someone's like, "Man, I wish we hadn't stolen this ambulance." And Jake Gyllenhaal's like, "Well, I wish I didn't have herpes, but life doesn't work out like that." And you're like, "Okay, Jake Gyllenhaal, if you say so."
Award-winning script right there.
Yes.
You know what else is really intense, Jeremy?
Yeah. Camping?
Oh, shit.
It's LaCroix Boys. The podcast about cracking open and glugging some... If you had my wife, you'd be glugging a couple of LaCroix too.
Okay. What?
Come on, guys. I think you should leave. Let's
I see what you're saying.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Evan.
This is turning into quite the intro, but what do you have there?
Evan?
Oh, what do I have? I have a black cherry polar.
I knew it the moment I saw that nice little bear and that red crimson sky.
Oh, yeah. What do you got, Ian?
I picked this up just today. It is Cherry Blossom LaCroix.
Oh.
Haven't tried it yet.
That's new.
New flavor.
Springtime only.
It smells powerful.
And how do you feel about it?
Wow. It's like eating a... It's like...
Do the swish and spit.
It's like a cherry cookie, but like a eating a chocolate cookie that has cherries in it.
Mm.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, well, I've had them. I was just wondering what your experience. That was the latest can of LaCroix that I picked up recently.
What did you
And
think,
agree?
Jeremy?
it's pretty out of the LaCroix flavors that you can get. It's pretty flavorful. Like it really does have a strong taste to it.
So it's like chocolate and cherry, not just like cherry.
That's kind of or it's like a
Maraschino cherries.
maraschino cherry,
Mm.
kind of a little bit. It's like drinking a cherry Coke
Mm-hmm.
without the Coke,
Oh, so like that little hint of cherry.
Mm-hmm.
but amplified.
Nice. I gotta pick some up. That sounds good. What do you got,
Yeah.
Ben?
I have a extra pale ale with this very cool like rose and like Black Widow design
How,
on it.
how pale is it?
Not that pale.
Oh,
actually.
okay.
Mm.
Jeremy, what are you
Jeremy?
working with?
I'm drinking a watermelon cider classic.
Classic.
Nice.
Every day.
Yeah, not every day, but most days. All right. Well, that's been LaCroix Boys and what we did this weekend. So let's move on to the main portion of the show, which is where we cook and eat up this week's Pokemon. So each week here on I Choose You, we randomly select a new Pokemon to cook and prepare. And then we discuss our recipes amongst ourselves. And then we give each other a rating on a voting page to determine who has the best recipe. This week, we're cooking Golurk. And Ben, you won last week. So would you like to start this week?
Yeah, I can. Interesting that you pronounced it Golurk.
I just realized it's probably pronounced Golurk, like lurking.
I'm going with the Golurk pronunciation because it is spelled that way, and also because it has to do with my recipe.
Uh-huh.
So was looking through, the Bulbapedia page for this guy. Very interesting, quote unquote, automaton Pokemon.
Mhm.
Very cyborg, like robot feel to it, but it's also like, I don't know, there's something very rustic about it too, like ancient. And then I found out that it like can transform into a rocket as well. It can like, I guess, move its legs up into its body and then like
Blast off again. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's giving me like Iron Giant vibes now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that doesn't really have to do with my recipe. I was thinking, another, of course, like rock, right? And then we have like the ghost typing element that we have to deal with as well. And I decided to just like kind of go with my gut on the sound of Golurk. And what that meant for me was go slurp, which I'm going to parlay into a yogurt energy drink similar to a Danimals,
Yeah.
or
A
like if a
Go-Gurt?
Danimals made like Monster energy drinks is what I'm going for.
Carbonated yogurt. It's what the
Carbonated
people
energy
want.
yogurt.
Yeah.
Yes. Because another thing that I saw on Golurk's Bulbapedia page is that there's like all this energy, this untapped pure energy that's like stored inside it, and it has like that little thing, that little like bracket or something that's like kind of like holding the cracks together or whatever. And it says if you unleash it, then all this energy comes out. So I'm thinking we can use that as like our caffeine source for this energy drink. And I don't really know why I like veered into the yogurt category. I guess just like go slurp for me sounds very yogurty. Ian.
I have to pause because Jeremy said what was on everybody's mind. Are you not thinking about Go-Gurt?
I mean, Go-Gurt, yes.
Why are you not calling this Golurk?
Because I think Go Slurp is a little bit more appealing.
All right, hold on, I gotta cracking up with some scoring here.
Uh-huh.
All right, continue.
I did so okay, that was the original idea. So then I was like, well, of course, maybe someone's already done this before, energy yogurt drink. And it turns out there are several energy yogurt drinks. There's one called Kiva, which is $5 per can, so it's a little pricey.
Damn. Oof.
And then the one that I wanted to spotlight, which I thought was funny, is one called Ninja Milk.
Oh.
And I'll just read to you a little bit of what Ninja Milk is.
Okay.
How's that spelled? Milk?
Is it spelled
with an E.
M-A-L-K? Okay.
No, it's Ninja M-E-L-K with a
Ooh.
Well, so it's still gross.
yeah. Ninja Milk Light Orange Sickle Energy Drink is a high-quality premium energy drink, blending real yogurt with carbonated water for a delicious taste, which you'll enjoy with every sip. With only 25 calories and 1 gram of sugar, Ninja Milk Light Orange Sickle packs a lot of energy without the calories. So that's the kind of product, and then I found their website, which was very funny. Apparently, Ninja Milk was created by a YouTuber.
Oh, that's
Like
not
Ninja?
that surprising.
It's not Ninja. It's this person I don't know, Ryan Higa.
Oh,
But
yes.
Apparently, they're
Yes.
very popular, and this is their.
He's like OG YouTube.
It looked very established. And then in the about page, they're like, talking about all the flavors and blah blah blah. Ninja Milk is softer and smoother than most energy drinks. Unlike other energy drinks, which have a sharp and metallic taste, Ninja Milk and tea energy drinks are just scrumptious, it says. And it says, describe Ninja Milk energy drinks in 3 words, to which Ryan replies, delicious, unique, smooth. So I think we can kind of like harness this, Ninja Milk product to kind of orient our Golurk Go Slurp. So we're gonna get our factory line kind of assembled with our carbonated water spritzer kind of element, and then I imagine that you can just crack open Golurk's main cavity and just scoop out some of the energy dust or whatever that's inside.
You
And
don't
then-
think it's fire that's inside of him that's or a nuclear reactor?
I imagine it's kind of just floating little bits, floating little dust, if you will, of energy, and you just kind of swoop in there and collect some, and then you just patch up that guy again. So you can just come back for that super potent caffeine energy when you want, without necessarily killing him.
Mhm.
And then you're going to infuse that with your carbonated water and, of course, your milk tank yogurt. And then they have Ninja Milk did a orange sickle kind of flavor. I feel like you could go to match the Golurk color palette, you could go with a lemon and a blue raspberry kind of taste. And so you're gonna those will be kind of syrupy, kind of spritzes along the way. And then it gets
Nice.
canned, mass produced, sent to the world. All who want to go slurp some Golurk, if you will.
Well, I would have gone with Golurk, but that's just me.
I still can't get over carbonated yogurt, but maybe
I'm
one
just-
day.
I'm thankful that this trend of
You're thankful?
pushing the boundaries of what beverages can be
Mm.
is still, I think we're onto something here.
Oh, you are obsessed with new beverage. You love new beverage.
I think it's about fucking time.
I mean, I feel like it's hard to innovate more than liquid, right? Which is kind of the main
What?
issue.
Hey Ben, I'm sure there's some Silicon Valley tech company that's we're going to disrupt liquid, and
They did. It was Juicero. It was the smoothie juicer thing in a pouch,
Oh, I did.
and then they
hear
shut
about
down.
that. Yeah.
So if you can withstand the valley, then you've made it.
I think
Excellent.
maybe I'll bounce off of that because I too am going with a kind of a sweet twist on our friend. You guys know that when I'm looking for inspiration, the first thing I do is I just look at them and I whisper to my screen. I say, "Tell me, what do you want to be?"
It's like a just blank sheet of marble.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Manifest the result.
Exactly. I watched The Secret. I make my vision board,
Yes.
and it just kind of comes to me. I just wish really hard for the recipe, and like a red shiny bike in the window, it just appears to me. That's a scene in The Secret if you haven't watched the
Yeah,
movie.
throwback.
Yeah. And when I'm looking at them, I see Laffy Taffy. Not Laffy Taffy, saltwater taffy.
Oh, so I'm not fucking laughing
Yeah.
while I'm
There's
eating
nothing.
this taffy. Maybe
There's
I'm
no
crying.
jokes.
Nothing humorous about this.
Yeah. He told me. I was like, "What do you want to be?" And he said, "I need to be the most serious taffy you've ever eaten." Now, I know this doesn't get me any points, but and it goes without saying by this season, I'm here for the fucking fans,
I knew you were gonna say.
For the fans.
not the critics.
Okay, I won't criticize.
I doubt that. Because I presuppose
Uh-oh.
that he's made out of taffy.
He just is taffy.
Up and down.
Fucking
This is
sack lunch over
yeah.
here.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is lunch head all over again.
I'm hearing some critique. That's your body language, your tone of voice. A little look at him with me, all right? Let's start. We'll work our way up, all right? Bring your eyes to those huge dogs that are carrying him around. Okay, those
Oh, okay, Ian, do you call your feet dogs?
Yeah.
You do seem like that kind of person who would go, "My dogs are barking."
Oh, I
Just
say
take
that
off
all
your
the time.
shoes.
Yeah, someone comes to my home, I'm like, get those dogs up on the couch. Let them rest up there.
I
Calm
thought you were gonna say let them rip.
up. They're not Beyblades. They're dogs. And Golurk's dogs are clearly like flattened out taffy. I don't know what to fucking say. Work
they
your
are
way up.
Flat.
Yeah, just like taffy would be if you pressed on it. Look at his legs. Look at those calves. Like clearly he rides a bicycle to work every day. Okay,
Yeah.
they're chiseled out of taffy.
Hawk? Oh.
So they would-
Is it taffy like really like gummy and stretchy?
Really pliable.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a little bit of critique. Now, work your way up past the shadow of his skirt, and you come up to the chest. And of course, the chest is just like big round taffy. I don't know what to say at this point.
Yeah.
Where
Are
my
you gonna just
case-
say, imagine his body part? Now, wouldn't you say that taffy?
Well, glad you bring that up, Jeremy, because please direct attention to his bulging shoulders. And tell me that is not the most taffy-looking
Also
thing
taffy.
you've ever seen on this fucking show.
God.
On the
It's got the
face of
little
this
swirl.
goddamn earth.
It's got the swirl. That
Okay, okay.
salty taffy.
Uh-huh.
we've all
I see
loved.
it.
I
Yeah,
see it
okay.
now. I see it.
Yeah, okay.
And look at his hands. He's got little taffies right there on the backs of his, like the back of his hand.
Would you say they're little? He is 9 feet tall.
They're little. All right.
Okay.
I rest my case. It's taffy. It's blue raspberry. Ben, you can't deny that. You want to like to stand on here? You gotta back me up now.
What is the yellow flavor?
That's what I was trying to discern, because like I feel like they choose like an arbitrary color for the swirl of most taffies, but I did find on taffytown.com where you can
Your
currently
kind of
shop.
place.
Yeah. They had a blue. I looked at their blue selection, their blue collection, if you will.
Show
And-
me blue.
Mhm.
The blue and yellow one was passion fruit.
Oh,
Interesting.
So could be all passion fruit. Could be I thought like maybe blue raspberry banana could be like an interesting blend.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
that would give you some taffy flavors, banana taffy.
Thank you.
I guess that's more in the Laffy Taffy territory, though, and I don't want to associate this with any comedy. of
Yeah, we're
course.
not fucking laughing.
There's no Joker here. Okay.
Yeah.
This
Can't
is all.
believe does Golurk think crime is funny like the Joker?
Yeah, like you're in the bar and Golurk turns to you and he's like, "I'm made out of taffy," and you're fucking laughing.
And you think this is funny? Ian, how do you feel about the director of the new Jurassic World movie? Was like, he got up on stage and he's like, we're introducing a new dinosaur in the third Jurassic World movie. It's called the Gigantosaur or whatever. And this is real. I'm not making a joke. This is real. He said, this dinosaur is the Joker of dinosaurs.
Wow.
Oh,
Why don't
You
you,
know
just become extinct?
we did some twisted dinosaurs
Yeah,
for a while.
I bet like he was like the Gigantosaur was like watching the comet hurtling to Earth, and he was like, some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah, the dinosaur is wearing like a nurse costume, and he's like waddling away from the comet is about to land on like a dinosaur hospital. Just,
Yeah, he has a tattoo that says "damaged" on his forehead.
yeah.
You know, guys, I'm glad with every episode without fail, we can always bring it back to clowns. Am I right?
Yeah, it always comes back.
We are what we eat.
Excellent.
And
Any other taffy trails you want to take us down, Ian?
I mean, I didn't take you down a trail. I took you down the fucking highway,
I mean, I've heard life is a highway.
and it's a dead end because it ends. There's just taffy,
What?
Taffy Town,
Okay, Taffy Town, USA.
and I'm Brad Bird. Damn it, the director of Iron Giant.
Oh, okay. I see.
Oh, that's the
I thought this was going to be a Ratatouille thing because he also directed Ratatouille.
Oh, no.
Yeah, who's pulling the hair?
Yeah.
Who's pulling the taffy?
Oh, we all are.
Or maybe Incredibles. Maybe this was like an Incredibles thing.
Damn, he did that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but stop.
Yeah. I guess the Incredibles, Elastigirl, she's stretchy, like taffy.
Just
It's
like
made out of taffy.
Yeah.
Checkmate.
it
True.
all
Yeah.
comes together.
Mm-hmm. All right, Evan, tell us about your recipe this week.
All right. So as you know, I'm taking you down memory lane back to Middle Earth.
Ooh,
I
I remember that.
Yeah, when immediately what stood out to me is that Golurk is a golem, and you know who else was Gollum? Smeagol, my boy from Lord of the Rings. And
Also,
what
famous golem? Is that what
Yeah.
you did? Did you look up famous golems this week?
I did, yeah. That was the one. And you know what Gollum's favorite dish was a nice fish.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to be making this week, I'm going to be using our Golurk as a clay pot, as has been done previously, but this time with fish. So you get your Magikarp this week, and we're going to be making some Vietnamese clay pot Magikarp. So what that entails is you got to make a nice little caramely sauce. So you're going to combine some sugar and some water in a pan and bring that to a boil and turn that into like a nice caramely brown. Take that off the heat, and then in your large Golurk pot. And if it's not obvious by now, the pot is like the main abdomen. You just detach the arms, the legs, the head, and flip it over. You got yourself a nice pot.
Mm-hmm.
And then so in this pot, you're going to warm up some oil, add some garlics, shallots, ginger, some chilies, and then some fish sauce, soy sauce, and that caramel you made earlier, and bring that up to a boil. And then what you're going to do is add in your Magikarp chunks into that solution there, and you're just gently going to stir that for about 15 minutes, and then you're going to season it with some pepper. And then you're going to take that out of, once it's all done, take the fish out of the sauce that you've been cooking it in your clay pot, and you're going to drizzle just a little bit more of that caramel on top. It's like a nice, like, sweet fish. sweet spicy fish.
Mhm. Will you put like a ring in it?
Like damn, I could have done this for Mardi Gras or something, where it's like the
Yeah.
baby in the
Yeah, you
cake.
put a baby in there.
Except you're just like peeling away at the fish with your hands to find the ring.
Less of a question, more of a comment.
Yeah.
I can't begin to describe how much I would give if I could see, like, you go to the next Detective Pikachu movie and you're like, oh boy, the trailer is like a little Pikachu short, like the old movies.
Mhm.
But little do you know, it's a 3-hour epic where the Pokemon are the Lord of the Rings and like have to, and my flamethrower, and like they have to, and like Squirtle is like carrying Pikachu up the mountain, and he's like, please, Mr. Pikachu, we're almost there.
Oh god.
and a fucking Jigglypuff bites off Pikachu's like finger and falls into the fire. God, it'd be so good.
That would be pretty epic.
Why didn't they just ride the Pidgeotos all the way to the top?
Oh. That's excellent.
Really makes you think. Really makes you think.
Instead of the tree people, you have the like just torteras everywhere.
Ah,
Yes.
Or
Oh,
what are the tree ones called?
There is like a ghost
Oh.
tree Pokemon that's like, yeah. What is it called?
I forget. I was just gonna say Pseudo-Wudo, but that's not it.
Ooh, that could be
that's
fun,
okay.
too.
And Bulbasaur's like, I just want a lock of your hair, and then like Jinx cuts off like some of her wig.
What characters you're assigning to her?
Yeah. Jinx plays Evangeline Lilly's character.
Yeah.
Girl.
I feel like that's more of a like a Gardevoir kind of character.
I don't know.
Gardevoir
Yes.
is very elven.
That's true. Ash could still be Aragorn, maybe.
Okay, well, all right.
He's the only human.
Okay, interesting. Then
bring it
then
back
who's
to-
Frodo? Is Frodo Pikachu? Okay.
Pikachu, yeah.
All right. And who's Sam?
Sam is Squirtle.
Okay. What about Mary?
Mary and Pippin would have to be played by like
Plusle and Minun.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Mary and Pippin, Minute and Plusle.
that'd be
I like
perfect. And then Gandalf is played by Meowth.
that. Ooh,
You shall not pass.
Yeah. You fool of a tuck.
Oh man.
All right.
To bring it back to Evan's recipe, I really like your idea of flipping it around and using it as a clay pot. I hadn't really thought about it, but that's
There was no way I was gonna eat this thing this week, so it's absolutely a cooking utensil.
yes.
Well, it's my turn. Let's just say that I regret laughing at Ian because I too am going to make a presupposition.
Oh,
Jeremy.
Interesting.
Jeremy.
But I will say my presupposition isn't just that it's the recipe and you just like to eat it and that's it. We're going to do a little cooking still.
Oh. Let's see about that.
So as we know, the Golurk is based on the golem, which is a traditional Jewish creature that was first conceivably invented in Prague, where it's a monster made out of mud that is given life, and it's used to protect people in the city. So that's the mythology behind the golem. So I was thinking, it's Passover right now, and this is obviously a Pokemon that calls upon Jewish mysticism. So I thought, like, what if we did a traditional Jewish recipe for Golurk? Because I thought that would be, kind of tie everything together. I was looking at it, and I was thinking, what could we do with this? And this week we're gonna make Golurk Knish. And so, my presupposition is that yes, it's a big hard guy on the outside, but I imagine he has a somewhat nougaty center that we can use to make Knish, which is potatoes.
So, Diglets are not the only potato.
Well, I mean, potatoes aren't the only potato. We've got yams and like other tubers. You know what I'm saying?
Those gams are yams.
Yes.
Which tuber is this? Is he like a cassava? What is he?
Let's say he's like one of those purple potatoes. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
but with
I-
legs.
Is that what they're called?
Purple potatoes? You
Yeah.
mean like aren't they like called Japanese sweet potatoes?
Maybe. I don't know off the top of my head.
I'll check it
Anyway,
out.
so what we're gonna do is we're going to get the Golurk, and then we're gonna get his arms and stuff, and we're gonna crack them open and get to that nice potatoey center of the Golurk, and to reveal our potatoes for our Golurk Knish. And
Okay, wait, so it's still hard on the outside, but potato on the inside?
yes.
Okay.
Potato on the inside.
Yeah, because it's filled with energy, and potatoes give you energy because they have so much starch and carbohydrates. Yes, Ian?
I have to stand corrected before someone just blasts me on the internet. The Japanese sweet potatoes are purple on the outside, but yellow on the inside.
Well,
The true purple ones are called Hawaiian sweet potatoes. My mistake.
Oh.
Interesting.
all respect to the fine people of Hawaii. So we're gonna bring the pot of water to boil, and we're gonna put our potatoes in there, and we're gonna get them nice and tender. And we're gonna mash them up. We're gonna get some onion. We're gonna fry those up in some vegetable oil, and we're gonna throw in some salt, pepper, sugar, garlic, and then the potatoes, and we're gonna mash them until they're nice and smooth. And then we're gonna get a nice baking sheet. We're gonna spread them out. And we're gonna get some a little bit of egg, some vegetable oil, water, and we're gonna form them up into the nice little knish shapes, which are like little kind of like little dumpling kind of shapes. We're gonna put them on our baking sheet, cover them up in some egg yolk, a little bit of dough on top to make sure they have a little bit of covering. Then we're gonna stick them in the oven until they're golden brown and delicious. You pull them out. Pop those suckers into your mouth, and you're like, it's like a savory pastry made with onions and mashed potatoes, and that's what we're doing with the Golurk Knish.
Oof.
Yes, Ian.
So you crack it open and it's one giant potato, or it's just filled with potatoes?
It's filled with potatoes. It allows more articulation.
So you're presupposing that he's just filled with loose potatoes.
It's just
Yeah.
Diglets on the inside.
And
Well,
that's-
you see, Ian. You know how like bugs are filled with goo?
Yeah.
The Golurk is filled with potato.
Golems are clearly filled with potatoes.
And you think that is more reasonable than him just being made out of saltwater taffy? Just I want for the record to have this.
Let the record show.
Really was not expecting these two like polar end presuppositions, just like
Mhm.
full of potatoes or is taffy. Exactly.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Do we want to do a recipe recap?
Yeah, what are we working with here?
From who went first? Ben went first. We have oh my god, I just was thinking about what he did. What was yours again?
I'll give you
Golurk.
outline. It's a Go Slurp, excuse you.
Yes. Yes. Go Slurp fizzy yogurt energy drink for Golurk from Ian Davis. We have Golurk taffy from Evan Opry. We have a clay pot Golurk fish, maybe with the baby in it, kind of situation. And from me, we have Golurk Knish. Go vote for your favorite recipe and tell us, Ben, who the winner mon is.
The winner was one Jeremy Zelick.
Oh, it's my fucking birthday.
I'm a
Here we got-
fucking martyr.
You'll be happy to hear this one, Ian. Jeremy got 2 votes, I got a vote, and Evan got a vote.
Yeah.
Oh,
Put me up on the fucking cross, all right? Let
I
it
mean, Easter
know-
is this weekend. I bet Ian, you're gonna have a fucking Good Friday, if you know what I mean.
Oh, it's gonna. God, I can't wait to.
God, I can't wait to come back
Wow.
in 3 days and haunt the shit out of you.
Yeah, you're done. Fly off into the sky.
I like that you assume that like when Easter happened, like Jesus came back and he's like boo, and then he left.
I mean,
Is that not what Easter is?
essentially.
he must have. And then they were like, you got us real.
Ah.
Oh Jesus,
did it.
you Jesus. Well, I bet like Mary Magdalene was sitting there and is like, man, Jesus sure Holy Ghosted on me as
Wow.
when she saw that the stones moved away and he wasn't there anymore.
Oh my god.
He really coined the phrase.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, what an influencer.
Truly. First
Okay.
influencer.
The first, no, maybe Moses is the first influencer if we really think about it.
I guess they were probably influencers preceding Jesus.
Yes. But
This is a biblical podcast.
yes.
now.
Yeah, excuse me.
All right, let's move on to everyone's favorite section of the show. It's called Whale Lord's Mail Card. It's where we read your comments, questions, and recipes sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. That's ichewspod@gmail.com. Evan, can you read this recipe from Soren?
Soren says, cooking with ghost rocks, exclamation mark. Hi, AC Gang, Birdkeeper Soren here, and today we'll be cooking a Golurk, so let's make some Golurk spooky stew.
Ooh.
Take the Golurk, remove its limbs and head, and use its bowl-shaped body as a stew pot.
Oh.
Extract from the head the Golurk's ghostly energy and seal it in a jar, adding in some chopped pumpkaboo meat. Put water to boil in the stew pot and add in phantump leaf extract for some zesty flavor that will haunt your tongue. Ooga booga boo. Golurk's body is massive and will have taken you many months to gather the required water and rare leaves. So the pumpkaboo meat will have gathered the ghostly energy nicely. Throw the plant meat in the water, add your desired Pokemon meat, and let the mixture simmer. Ask a common pocket monster to taste the watery stew for you, as unless done just right, this meal, once ingested, will have you producing pheromones that will attract hordes of locally wandering driftloons to suck the mixture from your cold, limp body and send your tainted soul away to the spirit realm to wander through endless plains of nothingness.
Whoa, this
Oh,
got,
man,
like,
this took a
super
turn.
metal all of a sudden.
Yeah. If this does not happen to the taste tester, the stew is safe to digest, but gives no nutritional value besides the meat and tastes revolting. But this doesn't matter because the real delicious recipe was the friends and many enemies you made along the way. So to quote Gary Oak, smell you later.
I like that this recipe
Wow.
just seems to exist to get you sent to like the Shadow Realm or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Kind of reminds me of Ian's stone soup discussion.
Oh, yes.
Classic one. All right. Ben, can you read? That's the only email we got, but we do have other recipes. Ben, could you read Pokemaniac Chris's recipe from Twitter at iChoosePod on Twitter?
I can. They write, boys, you keep doing this to me. Golurk? It's a robot made of fired clay and filled with rocket fuel, loathing, and ennui. What are we supposed to do? Just presuppose that the entire Pokemon is made out of fucking, you fill in the blank here, apparently.
God
I mean, we did do that. I'm sorry, Chris.
But they continue and say, I don't know, let's say marzipan this time.
That is
Oh.
pretty close to what Ian said.
It is kind of close. Or almonds, though.
Yeah.
Well, I won't stand for it, actually.
Oh.
Threw you for a loop there. Here's what you're gonna do. Teach your Golurk the move Grass Knot. Take it out into the wilderness and set it on some fertile soil, then have it use Grass Knot to entangle itself in weeds and vines. Get some other grass Pokemon to help with this. Leave it here. Over the course of several years, the plants and mosses growing on Golurk's body will begin to break it down. As the walls of its chest cavity weaken, the explosive magical energy inside will begin to leak out. Left unchecked, it will spark a nuclear fireball. To keep this from happening, have your grass Pokemon hit Golurk with Mega Drain or Giga Drain a few times a day, and redirect the excess energy into the soil where it can feed the growth of plants. Start a garden. Start a garden around Golurk's body as it gradually decays into dust. Get a hive of Combi and Vespiquen to pollinate flowers and produce honey for you. Plant some trees, grow almonds, citrus, apricots, vanilla orchids. The dangerous, unstable magic you've diverted into the earth should make them grow vigorously. Get some Torchic, too, for the eggs. So, by now it's probably been at least 30 years since you've planted your Golurk, and you might be feeling quite old. Golurk's body should have broken down almost completely to feed the plants in your garden, and its unstable energy core should be starting to fade as well. That's when you take those almonds from the almond trees you planted, crush them into a fine, smooth paste, and mix them with honey from your best queen hives and egg whites from your Torchic eggs. Maybe flavor it with a little lemon juice and a little vanilla, and boom, marzipan. That's right, I just turned a Golurk into fucking marzipan, and all it took was a lifetime of hard work and dedication. Now that's a fucking presupposition.
I feel attacked. As I always do.
Also, now you can get some blue food dye, color your marzipan, and sculpt it into a Golurk. You can eat your marzipan Golurk, or you can use a forbidden ritual to reconstitute the original Golurk soul and bring it to life. Begin the cycle anew. Either way, cherry and almond pair well, so make sure you stock up on about 30 years worth of cherry blossom LaCroix.
Holy shit.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Man, it's like Pokemania Chris was here listening to this episode the whole time.
He also knew what LaCroix you're drinking, Ian.
Man, I've got to start looking over my shoulder.
There might be a Pokemaniac behind you.
Yeah.
Poke paparazzi.
Yes.
Watching me bike to the grocery store for my LaCroix.
All right, I'm going to read some stuff sent in to the I Choose You Discord. Ali says, I can't cook the Golurk because it's not food. It's a slushy machine, specifically the ones they use in restaurants for frozen margaritas. Shove in tequila, lime juice, triple sec agave syrup, ice, and your frozen fruit of choice and blend until smooth. So that's that. If you like, if you want your own a margarita dispenser, that sounds pretty good.
Nice.
Amy writes in and says, Golurk presents the opportunity to finally make one of my dreams happy. A Pokemon crossover with beloved culinary franchise and one of the few anime available to watch on official Chinese television in the early 2000s, Cooking Master Boy. Set in 1800s China, the show centers around a young genius chef who travels around China while disputing the schemes of the Dark Cooking Society, an underground ring of chefs who brutally kidnap and train children in caves to become evil chefs, all in the name of acquiring these legendary cooking utensils for world domination or something. They're not sure. What I'm trying to say is that Golurk would fit in perfectly as a protector of individual legendary cooking utensils against misuse and corruption by the Dark Cooking Society. Additionally, when combined with each individual utensil, they can do mystical things like preserve the freshness of food forever, instantly ferment stuff, make off fish taste fresh, and instantly moisturize dry ingredients. In the anime, they say they're just powered with mystical energy, but Golurk with its limitless energy just makes a lot more sense. Mao, the protagonist, would have befriended the Golurk, and the Dark Cooking Society would be trying to steal it through cooking battles, a la Ash, Pikachu, and Team Rocket. It works perfectly. Anyway, this isn't a recipe, more of an unrealistic fantasy. But as you may have realized by now, I have almost zero interest in cooking. Look forward for a recipe from anybody else. Thanks for writing in, Amy. And now you tell me about look, whenever we talk on the show, I'm always exposed to new television programs that seem like you're just making things up, and I don't know if you're telling the truth or not.
That does sound so interesting.
It sounds better than like MasterChef Junior, honestly.
Well, but what if MasterChef Junior was trying to take over each of the child chefs was trying to take over the world or something?
It kind of makes me think I want there to be Dark World version of I Choose You, where there's the evil timeline of this show, but
it's all
maybe
of our
that's
names
just
backward.
Yeah, but maybe that's just this. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's if you can't find the Dark World version, maybe you are the Dark World version. You know?
Excellent. All right. I am now going to move on to a section I like to call Pick-a-mon, where we pick next week's Pokemon for the show. Evan, can you randomly generate a number between 494 and 649?
How about 592?
592, you say? I hope we haven't done it before. I'm scrolling, and 592 is... did we do Jellicent?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then that was the pre-evolution of that. So let's get another one.
546.
546, you say. 546 is Cottony, the Cotton Puff Pokemon.
Oh,
All right.
interesting.
Nice.
So send in your cottony recipes for next week's show, and I think that will be a fun episode. All right, now is the time of the show where we plug our shit. Do you got shit to plug? Tell me about it, Ben.
You can follow me at Ben C. Montoya. I have been posting about Kingdom Hearts. I will hopefully be sharing some stuff that I've been working on soon. And yeah, fun time.
I've got no mugs to plug, but I do have my Twitter, E_Van Aubrey.
You can follow me on Instagram at music Ian Davis, where you can see me play the bass and bake bread. And you should also follow me at Ian Reynolds Photo, because I'm trying to get this bread via taking photographs of not bread, but people.
I mean, you could probably also take pictures of bread.
Be a
Man.
cookbook photographer.
Ooh.
Oh, now that would be a cool. Yeah, so follow me and hire me to make your cookbook
There you go.
There it is.
photos at Ian Reynolds Photo on Instagram.
All right. Lastly, you can follow me at Velocity Prime 1 on Twitter and many other social media places. If you like my cool shit, you should check out the-avocado.org for all my writing. Jeremy Zielik at the-avocado.org. I think that covers everything from that point of view. So let me tell you about I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find us on your favorite podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify, or your podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, make sure to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. Want more I Choose You goodness? May I recommend the official I Choose You social media pages at I Choose Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We're also perhaps exploring more options in the future. If you want to hang out with fellow Choosies, make sure to head over to the I Choose You Discord. We're doing a very special event there on April 22nd. We're doing Pokemon Smash or Pass. Do you want to know which Pokemon we find the most attractive? You don't want to miss it. Visit the make sure to join the I Choose You Discord for such an event. It's April 22nd. Lastly, but not leastly, make sure to check out the official I Choose You website, which is ichooseyou.menu. It has a full episode archive and a merch store designed by one Everin Aubrey. It includes many fine articles, including aprons, pins, and stickers. All that and more on the I Choose You official website, ichooseyou.menu. And for the show, I've been your host and Alton Brown of the group, Jeremy Zielik.
I've been your friend on this show, Ben Montoya.
I've been your Brad Bird, Ian Davis.
And Evan Aubrey.
And to all the choosies out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
It's always hard when the recipe's new.
Make a presupposition or just make a stew.
But there's no month that we can't cook. So turn up the volume, put down that book.
It's season 5.
Let the pan sage roast.
Keep the Nilux alive.
Make some tepid toast.
So crack a cold one, now's the time.
Cooking Pokemon and making rhymes. We're not always right or wrong, but you'll probably have some fun. It's win or lose based on the jokes you choose. The winners within. It's a podcast called I Choose You. Ben, Evan, Jeremy, and Ian too. Let the cooking